What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody had a good day, is enjoying the evening. It was certainly an interesting day for me as Amit went to his first sports card convention. A lot to talk about tonight. A lot of different. I am not late. It was 9:30 when I hit start stream. It was 9 freaking 30. I swear to God, I can't win. I can't win. Before we get into everything, got a lot to talk about the AI trade, crypto, alternatives. We are going to have a guest or two. Please take a moment so we only have to do this once and read the disclaimer. I swear to God, I sent him the link, everybody. I swear. Let's see. What can I say, everyone? Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. I thought I emailed it to him. He'll be here soon. So, nobody who appears on this show is a financial advisor. We do not know your situation. Please don't take anything we say too seriously. This is for educational, entertainment purposes only. And with that being said, welcome to, I guess, what I am going to call the Saturday night show from now on, Stocks and Finance Unfiltered, because we may not be using that name on Friday nights. I do have chocolate milk. We're going dark side again tonight. What's going on, everyone? Michelle, June, Shells, thank you for being here. Midwest, Lisa, PB, Missy Ledger. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It means a lot. Really appreciate it. We're going to have some fun tonight. Do you put milk in the coffee? Absolutely. I actually prefer half and half, but whole milk, almost as good as half and half. Sometimes you need that cream in there, too. So, delicious. I mean, cold whole milk, cold chocolate milk. There's really nothing better. Swear to God. So freaking good. So hopefully everybody had a good day. Let me email this to him also, just in case. And I want to show everybody the thumbnail I made in case you didn't see it at the last moment. I think it's hilarious. All right. Let's get this up. And I'm expecting Spencer to start making memes of this. I'm expecting it. I'm ready for it. Crazy part, somebody recognized Amit and myself. I was shocked. People actually showed up at the show. It was quite interesting. So what I'm going to go through tonight, I started writing a new article, and I'm thinking about doing something a little different. I normally write a lot on Seeking Alpha. I am thinking about not stopping. Oh, shit. Steven is here. What's going on, Steven? So I met Steven at the Westchester County Card Show today. Freaking amazing. Steven, it was great to meet you. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the meetup in February. We're going to hang out. Maybe we'll drink some milk together. It's going to be a good time. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I know a lot of you are not probably subscribed to Seeking Alpha. That's why I've been putting the videos out on the members only. And I think I'm going to do something a little different. So I think I'm going to try to do 2 articles a week on X now that they have that whole article platform. So let me know if you would enjoy that, because I am happy to do a little bit more content. I really enjoy writing. I actually I was trying to get my first article done for the show. I'm going to try to keep them around 1,000 words. And this one is 565 so far. I'm probably not going to finish it tonight. It'll be out sometime tomorrow during the day. Okay, I am going to Ray. What's going on? I will put articles out on X. Chels, absolutely. I will start putting some out on X. I'm still going to write on Seeking Alpha, still going to do YouTube, but I really do think that putting articles out on X is going to really allow more people to engage with them, because Seeking Alpha is behind a paywall. So I'm happy to do that. I'm going to shoot for 2 a week. And here he is.
What's up?
Whoa, you got Jordan behind you?
I'm joining from my living room.
No, you got Jordan behind you.
I know. We got Jordan. We got a lot of stuff.
Wait, is that Darth Vader behind you?
No, it's not Darth. That's Batman.
I can't tell from here. I was going to say, you haven't even seen Star Wars. All right, now that you said that's Batman.
Dude, we got the greatest movie on the planet right there.
I got to tell you, I'm impressed, buddy. I'm impressed. You got the Joker. That's awesome. Good for you.
We had fun today.
We had fun today. I mean, you were tweeting up a storm about, obvious stuff that was breaking news. But let me ask you this. The crew that we went with, did you have fun?
Yes. Those guys, I mean, you've known them for a long time, right? So they're like OGs of just like you and your life. And I think they were really cool. And they have your same sense of humor. So the way they joked, the way they busted your balls, all that stuff, right? Like they were just fun people. And they knew the industry really well. Like Evan in particular, that guy, he understood this industry well. Joe was awesome. Like it was really cool.
So Evan is actually the judge collector in the chat. So if you see the judge collector, he pops on here and there. So yeah, he follows us.
Well, they also realized that you're becoming like a celebrity now.
I wouldn't go that far.
They were like, well, we're hanging out with a celebrity. I'm like, yeah, you guys are hanging out with a celebrity.
So here's what I want to ask you. So you've become a steward of finance, and you cover everything when it comes to equities and breaking news from economic.
Wait, hold on. So Steven, the guy we met, he's in the chat. He's like, I know. Meeting him and seeing an X notification from him about the EU tariffs 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I think Amit sent 4 posts on X while we were sitting down having lunch.
Well, this was the funny story. So I was supposed to put out one of the NVIDIA interviews on X at 1 p.m. And as I'm driving up to the convention, I'm like, I don't have my laptop. Shit. And so I call Steve. I'm like, do you think anyone's going to allow me to borrow their laptop while I'm at the event just so I could like quickly do this? And he's like, no. And I was like, damn, I'm not going to be able to post this interview. Like I told the guys I would post at 1 p.m. He was like, don't you have a manager? I was like, oh yeah. And then I called Jess. I'm like, yeah, Jess, can you do this? And I was like, I'm so used to doing everything myself. I forget that I have help. And then she does it. She gets it set up. And then at 12 o'clock, Trump tweets this tariff shit. And then I called up my NVIDIA guy. I was like, I don't think we should post this today because no one's going to care. And he was like, yeah, that's right. So like she helped put it up, and then I ended up deleting it because it didn't matter. So yeah, it was a crazy day outside of the card convention.
Did you see the new thumbnail I made?
No. What is this?
I'm waiting for Spencer to start.
Whoa.
I need a new picture of you because I took the one off of your YouTube. So I need a new picture of you.
My hair looks kind of fire, though.
Your hair does look kind of fire on this.
I mean, dude, that's basically what the event was like.
So here's where I was getting at. So you cover a lot of stuff. You've been to Palantir events. You've been to CES. You've been to a lot of big events, the Robinhood Gold event. And you've seen a lot of different things. After actually walking through and seeing it with your own eyes, seeing the amount of people that came in, seeing that particular auction house that had about $3 to $5 million worth of cards on the table. What were your raw thoughts about this as an ecosystem?
I think there's just a lot of, so after I came back from the event, my Instagram algorithm was filled with these sport card people and like them negotiating and trading and talking about their profits and losses and old stuff. And it's just like the stock market. It's a thriving industry. I think obviously stock market's like trillions. This is probably 100, 200 billion, maybe a little bit more. But there's still a lot of people that care. A lot of people that make content about it. A lot of people that negotiate. A lot of people that essentially trade these cards. They'll just like day traders will scalp for like $100. There are people here that'll buy a card and flip it at the same convention for $100. Like $100 is $100, whether it's for an NVIDIA GPU or whether it's for a freaking sports card or whether it's a stock on a day trade. Like money is money, and the incentivization around particular themes inside of a broad sector, which in this case, the sector I would say is more nostalgia than anything. You're betting on the nostalgia and potential of sports players and memorabilia. There's a liquid market that has supply and demand dynamics, and when you're in person, which is really important, right? Because people want to interact in person and get to know each other. It just makes it kind of fun. So I think it's a big market. I think there's a lot of opportunities in the market. It probably is ripe for disruption in a digital way that might, combine all the elements of these in-person events that are across the country. But it does seem like the market's growing.
One of the aspects I love about it is seeing the amount of, I would say, teenagers and young adults getting into it and actually getting firsthand negotiating skills and business skills. Now, I did not realize that you were posting things from there, and you tagged me freaking negotiating with a 12-year-old.
Yes.
Now, the story behind that is at the last show, the judge collector and I bought a few things from his brothers. So it's two brothers. I think one of them is 15 and one of them is 12, or 16 and 12. These kids are savages. I mean, in the best possible way. They cut school yesterday, or their parents let them play hook, whatever it is. They set up and they fly around. They go to conventions on the weekends, and they are wheeling and dealing. They're buying, they're selling. And I mean, look, I was working on a deal with them. We bought a few things from them. The deal that I was working on did not go through. We were just a little bit too far apart on something. But I did say to the older brother, because he was putting money away and he had to have had 40 or 50 grand on him, cash.
Yeah.
Because I know what I had on me, and I know how thick it was in my hand. He had to have had in this envelope, it was a banker's envelope that you would see in a movie that's a drop for a bar or something. He had to have had 40 or 50 grand. And I said to him, hey, don't flash that around. If you're putting money away, you got your brother, your dad, and your uncle have 4 tables. Go in the back between them and put it away. Don't let people see you having that in your fucking backpack. Like you're 16. Like you're not doing shit.
Yeah. Well, I just like that the youth is excited about stuff like this. And I mean, I think when they grow up to be our age, the world's going to be even more expensive. And you're going to have a side hustle. You're going to have stocks. You're going to have something that helps supplement your income. And I mean, they could be watching cartoons or watching Netflix or watching TikTok on a Saturday morning, and they're hustling. They're like, everything in the world is also rooted in negotiations. Like everything, your job, your ability to generate attention, your ability to start a business. Like if you want to do anything in the world, you have to figure out how to network with people, how to talk to people, how to communicate. And I think it's the most valuable skill. So getting that at a young age and like just learning that from 12, 15, like it compounds so aggressively. And I think it's amazing. Like I would love if I had kids and they showed an interest in anything business-wise, but this is like a very tactical thing where you can see the money coming in immediately too, right?
And you know what I love about it? It forces the younger kids to interact with adults and get comfortable interacting with adults so quickly. And handling money and not being afraid to say no. And
getting rejected. Yeah.
getting rejected, getting deals done, making money. It is such an incredible side hustle that is going to teach them so many life skills just about conducting business. And this is these kids are, and it wasn't just them. You look at some of these kids that were trying to trade into things, that were trying to sell things. I mean, they're walking around with cases that have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in cards. And I'm talking about 12, 14, 16-year olds. There's a lot of them there. And I think it's incredible. One of the things I have to credit to this is sports card investor Jeff Wilson. Him, his outfit, his son, or his sons, they have a YouTube channel called Card Kids. They do the same thing. And it's becoming huge. I really am very happy to see that because I think that this is such good framework that you're not going to learn in middle school or high school. Like you can only learn this in the real world. And these kids are negotiating against adults. It's great.
Yeah, and a lot of these kids are on Instagram. They're making their social medias. They're learning how to communicate in a digital world. They understand branding. Like, it's a really exciting industry to be a part of. And again, every industry needs a buyer and a seller, and then it needs a product that attracts two sides of the marketplace. And this is just it's a baseball card, right? Like it's a simple way for people to interact with this stuff, but it creates such a massive industry that I think it should only grow further and further over the next decade. Like it really should be something that CAGRs, like there would have to be a sentiment shift that dramatically, like a 2008 event that takes people out of the market for so long. But I don't know if that doesn't happen, then I think it just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Rubin buying Topps a couple of years ago was a big step. Tom Brady opening up his own card shops. Fanatics Fest being at the Javits Center. I mean, Fanatics Fest is completely different because there is a ton of sports stuff there, like events. They have, I think last year they had some type of gauntlet challenge for 100 grand or $1 million or something. There's so much stuff there. This is becoming huge. So it's really cool. I'm glad that you had fun and, taking it all in. I think that you really saw this as how can we, I know you were thinking, how can we disrupt this? And I've been trying to think about that for so long.
Yeah, I think it's a very hard thing to solve. There's probably a lot of money in it for someone who figures it out. But the demand is there for alternative solutions in this ecosystem.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of stuff with it. And
would you invest in Fanatics IPO?
yes. Depending on the valuation. I mean, I have to think that it's going to be very expensive, but I do see this getting bigger and bigger. And I think there was a huge show in Dallas over this weekend. There's a lot of mini shows. This is just going to get bigger. The problem that I have with this is the entire market is fragmented, and I don't know if there's any way to streamline it. But yeah, I do think Fanatics is going to be very interesting, and I think it's going to have a lot of attention on it.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I know you can only stay for a few minutes. We don't have enough time to talk about Project X. We'll have to talk about it a different time.
I'm happy. Yeah, that's what we should call it, Project X. For the next 14 days, Steve and I are working on a project.
It's either Project X or Project A&S. I don't know. For me and Steve.
All I know is February 1st, it should be pretty exciting when people see it. So
yeah, I think I think Project X is going to be interesting, to say the least.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be really, really fun. We've been working this entire week. Got some more work to finish up.
Yeah, let me know what time tomorrow you want to meet.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be really cool. It's going to be really freaking cool. All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your stream. Catch you later.
Man.
Later.
All right, everyone. More to come on Project X, but back to the show. We're gonna move off of sports cards. in a moment. I got a lot of things today. I did get something really cool. Everybody knows I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I got this from my office. It's a booklet, Aaron Judge and Derek Jeter game used uniform material in here. So I am going to put some type of shelving system on the wall. I got some things I want to put up there. Thinking about getting this graded. It's not a booklet, but it's also a Jeter and Judge game used material card. And since this is an investing show, I'm going to show you some of the investments I made. So I think Luka is going to increase in value a lot. I'm going to send this out to get graded. It's his pink refractor optic rookie. So we're going to send that out to get graded. I did get the optic shock PSA 9 graded Luka rookie. And I ended up I exited a LeBron that I had bought as an investment, and I made about 30% on it. I really am not a LeBron fan, so I bought it as a spec investment. So I picked up a Mosaic Panini Luka Auto to replace LeBron. I threw in some cash on it. So those were some investment pieces. And then I really think Spencer Jones is going to do something for the Yankees. This kid's a monster. I think they're going to call him up this year. In anticipation for that, I picked up a first edition Bowman Chrome refractor Spencer Jones PSA 10 rookie. Also a purple ungraded out of 250. So I got to send this in to get graded. So those are some spec plays. And unfortunately, I was trying to buy a Jordan rookie today. The price did not work out. They have my number. I did pick up an Ohtani. We were off a little bit on a deal, and to get the deal done, I had them throw in the Ohtani rookie PSA 9, just because I have it in a 10, but I figured, I'll get a 9 also. And it made the deal go through. We were a little bit far away. I had a little bit more in trade value, and they had that. And I happen to think that his cards are going to keep going up. So pick that up. I did get my dad something, so I'm not going to show it, but I did get him something pretty cool. And I think that's it. Is that everything? Oh, I did take possession of a bunch of Pokemon stuff that the Judge Collector has been holding for me. The Charizard set and a bunch of boxes over here. So took possession of those also. I have a bunch of Judge rookies. Actually, so I brought this with me. I have a Chrome Judge rookie SGC 10 gold. So this is the highest level SGC. I was going to try to crack it into a BGS 10 black label, but Beckett wasn't there for some reason. They're there every time. They weren't there, so I didn't crack it. So I am considering doing that, but we tried that once. There's only 28 of these in existence, and we got, or I should say the Judge Collector got skunked when he has 3 of them, and he tried crossing one over. It did not get a BGS black label. Ray, you're a good role model. So, yeah, those are the spec investments I made. I'm big on Luka. I'm going to try to pick up some more Luka stuff. And I do want to get a bunch of stuff for the wall behind me. I have stuff in the living room I want to move in. So eventually we'll put something up behind me. But those are the investments. I'll let everybody know what I end up doing with these, what the Lukas and the Spencer Jones come back as graded. And maybe I'll keep a running tab of buys and sells and what we turn it into. So I have the Judge short print of him on the railing, Crosby. Yeah, so that's about it. Look, it was a good time. I think there's a big future in the hobby. I think there's a lot of money that can be made. A lot of it is speculation, but look, I do have. So I remember how I was telling everybody that I was buying whatchamacallit. Oh my god, I got so many freaking. It's so hard to get to some of this stuff. Hold on. I finally took possession of them. So I'm currently up on these a good amount. So I have a couple of the jumbo top sealed, not opening them, but I do think that they're going to do very well. I like sealed product because as time goes on, there's just less of it in existence and people are still trying to rip a lot of cards. So I will be tomorrow taking a drive to the storage unit and throwing these boxes in there and a bunch of these cards so they're not sitting here taking up space. Because that's the one downside. You start buying a lot of boxes, it takes up a lot of space. So paying a little bit a month for a storage unit doesn't suck. Get them out. So I had something Cosmic Chrome, but I don't remember what it is. It's in one of my cases. Yeah, I agree. Listen, this is something that I do on the side. I enjoy it, and I've done pretty well at it. And, I would have loved to get the Jordan. I mean, I guess I'll just say it. So, yeah, we're going to spend 5 minutes. I don't want to monopolize this with card talk, but this is also business. But 5 minutes, we're moving off it. I want to tell this story. So, when we first got in, and I'm going to bring up the exact card that everybody can see it. We open up a new window. So we get in, and I had said that I want a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan. I don't have one. I want one as an investment. It's been on a downswing, and there was a guy who had one that was a PSA 7. And look, I think any offer is a good offer. Now, you don't have to take it, right? So currently the last comp was 7,600. Now, it was early in the day, and I said to him, look, I'm going to make you an offer. Obviously, you don't have to take it. I said, I'll give you $6,000 in cash right now. And he, I didn't expect him to take it. That was obviously an opening. And he tells me to be reasonable. And I'm like, be reasonable. I made you an offer, counter me. And I said, well, make me a counter. He said, well, you need to be reasonable. And he's like, I don't need your money. I'm like, okay, and I don't need to buy the card. I made you an offer, counter me. He's like, sir, I'm wealthy. I don't need the card. I'm like, okay, well, you obviously, great. You're wealthy. Okay, you don't know if I have money or if I don't have money. Like, you don't know me. So I got put off by that. So then he says to me, why don't you walk around? You'll see that nobody else is going to have one for this price. He's like, I can do 72. I'm like, all right, we're a little bit far away. I'll come back later. So then found one that was a BGS 7.5, and the comp has gone down again. So this sold at the beginning of the year for 8,000. The latest comp is 6,200. The Jordan cards are super liquid, but you get comps that distort it all the time. So the kid had one for $7,000. And I said to him, look, based on where the latest comps were, and this one must have just came in because the comp that I was looking at the show was around 6,400. And the last one was 6,200. So that came in on the site. How did it just come in? Because I didn't see this one. So I made an offer for 5,500. And he's like, no, I'm into it for more than that. I can't. I'm like, I'm not expecting you to lose money. What's the bottom line number? First he said 65. I'm like, all right, that's fair. But I said, I don't know if I really want to be into it for 65, given the last comp was around 63. Gonna walk around, blah, blah, blah. I'll be back. He started, and he has our number. So he texted us, when you guys come back. I'm like, I don't really want to move off the number because if this keeps sliding, I want to have protection. So he ended up coming down to 6,000. It wasn't enough margin in there for me to get into it. I wanted it for 55. I really didn't want to come off that number, so I didn't get it. I'm sure that at some point I'm going to get it. And my whole thing, while I would have wanted to keep it, I was thinking to myself, this goes back to 66, 6,700. It's just going to be a quick flip, and I'm just going to exit it and just keep trading up until I get into a 9 or something. So didn't get it, but that is the goal at one of the next shows. I do want to work my way up to a PSA 9 in a Jordan at some point. We'll see. Not today, not tomorrow. Slowly but surely. If you think I haven't read The Art of the Deal, you're crazy. But no, the reality is I didn't need to spend the money. They're out there trying to make money. So if they wanted to take the deal, they could have. I was firm on the number. Anyway. It was interesting. And the person who said to me that they were wealthy, it was a much older person. And it is what it is. You got to deal with that stuff at shows. But it's really interesting. Yes, I'm getting the quarters. I already ordered them. We will be ripping quarters next weekend, I believe. Whether it's on the Saturday night stream or whether it is on the a Sunday stream at some point next weekend, I will be quarter hunting. I have a box of $50 and a box of quarters coming. So we're going to see what happens. Silver spot is high. It's going to be interesting. I did see that another Pokemon store was robbed. I actually do know where Pokecourt is. I've never been there, but I do know where it is. Also, that's why none of my stuff is on site. Okay. One, not getting up here. Two, I don't keep anything on site except for that jersey. All this stuff will be at my storage unit tomorrow. So people are crazy. I mean, I also believe in the Second Amendment. Just remember that. You know what I mean? Not afraid to use it either. Anyway, back to finance. A lot to talk about. I'm really excited about this week, everyone. You're right. I will be lucky to find one silver. I'm not expecting anything. We're doing it for the fun of it, and we will see what happens. So hopefully we get a couple of them. I think the interesting part is 4 quarters pre-1964 are worth, based off the silver content, about $64, $65. So it's going to be really interesting. Did I see the meta thing that Tanner just did? I did not. I am so far behind on everything. I still haven't finished the Compound and Friends. I haven't even started All In yet. I haven't seen anything that anybody did. I haven't been in front of a computer, really. So you guys can read the laws if you want. Anyway, no, June, the bank did not. They I guess they thought it was normal. The Zeta thing did pop into my thread. Did Lena, what's going on? Yes, Jason. JC Part, he's the best. His charts are the best. So I'm not through the episode. I'm about 45 minutes in. So I need to finish it. I didn't finish it yet. What did they say about Zeta? Were they interested in Zeta? Did the person come on convince them? Midwest, too. That's awesome. Listen, I bet you paid a lot less for those 10-ounce silver bars than what they're going for right now. Tanner Shook of Zeta. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to listen to it tomorrow. So I already placed my order for milk. I'll be going tomorrow morning when I get out of bed. So I will listen to their podcast when I am walking around the farmer's market. Nobody seemed interested. I like the numbers, but we'll see. And to give everybody a sneak peek of tomorrow, I do have my back of the napkin, back of the envelope math. I got to put it all together on a sheet for Maddie. But I did pull in $162.35 in options income this week. And I used it to buy a call option on something and 2 high yielding instruments, one ETF and one CEF. So I will reveal all that tomorrow. The strategy for the small account challenge for me is I will be selling cash secure puts. I'm still looking for large caps entry. I'm waiting to see what Meta does. If Meta continues to slide, I think I'm just going to put a couple of grand of it into Meta. I'm probably going to use around 5 or 6 grand to do cash secure puts. And then eventually, if the shares get assigned, run the wheel and sell cover calls on those positions. But I am taking the income, and I do want to purchase high yielding income producing assets in addition to some naked calls in earnings season. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty happy with the way it is. Tomorrow will be a interesting day for Matt and myself. I think we're going to go live around like 4 or 5 o'clock. Listen, hopefully Zeta recovers. We got a big software scare going on right now. I saw that there was some articles on this. I'm not worried about software per se. I think that this is overblown. I still don't believe that companies like Salesforce are really going to be affected, even though they are selling off dramatically. I know Zeta got caught up in it. They're down to 2035. We'll see what happens. I mean, look, Salesforce is just, look at this. This is such an ugly chart. It's down 30% in the past year. It's bouncing around its 52-week lows right now. It's trading at 19 times 2025 earnings. That's insanity. I mean, this is a company, everyone, and I'm probably buying more. I'm probably down a little bit. I think my average is around 238 or 242 on it. I'm going to buy more. I don't think anything changes for Salesforce in the sense of its earnings power. I think the narrative is intact. This is a company that has never decelerated year over year. When I say decelerate, I mean go backwards. Every year they add revenue. They have high margins. It's a very high margin business, very profitable business. I mean, you look at free cash flow. This is a company that is doing $13.5 billion in cash from operations, spending $600 million on CapEx. I mean, $12.9 billion in free cash flow at a market cap of $212 billion. I mean, that's less than 20 times free cash flow. That's insane. And they're doing everything right. You look at this balance sheet. I mean, not the balance sheet, the cash flow statement. They're buying back so much stock. I mean, this is the big thing. They're going to manufacture earnings. This is something that I don't think people are really paying a lot of attention to. In the trailing 12 months, they have repurchased $8.9 billion worth of shares. That's more than the revenue Palantir does. They're just buying back shares hand over fist. They just started paying a dividend. They're returning a large amount of free cash flow. They're not issuing debt. They're also repaying debt. They're doing everything that I want to see with their free cash flow. The balance sheet doesn't look bad. I mean, it's pretty hard to get bearish on a company that has 11 billion in short-term cash. They have another 6.4 in long-term investments, and then for long-term debt, 8.4 billion. The last time that I checked, they can write a check tomorrow and eliminate all their long-term debt. So you have an unlevered cash machine doing $13 billion in free cash flow, buying back a ton of shares and paying a dividend. And the street, their forward estimates on this company, they have them in double-digit EPS growth year over year. I mean, nobody's getting rid of Salesforce. 55 analysts have revenue targets for this year and next year. And next year, they have them growing by 11%. People are not getting rid of Salesforce. I think that this is completely overdone. I'm just not worried about it. And look, I've been wrong right now, but I am planning on buying more. I'm not worried about freaking Salesforce in the slightest. So we'll see. I think that this is a situation where the narrative has become what is going to happen to these enterprise AI companies or enterprise companies when AI really hits the stack. And I don't think Salesforce gets impacted. We see with Agentforce, we see with Data 360, we see that they are ingesting so much data and they have so many deals for this. I like it here. So we'll see. I know a lot of people don't like them, but then there's also some people like Gary who are saying Adobe and Salesforce are very cheap. Adobe by the numbers is cheaper than Salesforce, but I think Adobe has more risk of disruption than Salesforce. Yeah, even Microsoft isn't performing. I mean, look at Meta. Meta's not performing. So somebody said something about Tanner and Meta. I didn't see anything that happened today. Did Meta release or was there some news released? Yeah, the last thing that I saw was that they seek to double the output of Ray-Ban and the Meta compute stuff, which I think they're actually going to become a neo cloud at some point. Oh, you meant Zeta. Okay, I was going to say I didn't see anything for Meta. Okay. Meta is, to me, I think they're going to slaughter earnings. I think this is going to be back to 700 sooner than later. I don't think we see 550. Maybe we do. I just don't think we're going to. This is just, it's crazy where Meta is. It is so cheap right now on a forward basis. And don't forget, Taiwan Semi just told us something very important, everyone. They just came out and generated 33.73 billion in revenue. Their revenue expanded by 20.5% year over year. And they're now telling the market that they have to expand CapEx by 27 to 37% next year. They're not doing that just to do it. They're doing it because they need to be able to facilitate the demand that their customers need and are expecting them to fulfill. That's given us everything that we need to know about the AI trade at the moment. And we're going to see real quick what these companies say about Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, Gemini, Copilot, which I happen not to like. And we're going to find out real quick the adoption levels, what their CapEx spends for 2026 is going to be. And I think that we're going to be in a situation where we get expanded CapEx being spent and we get some pretty big announcements from Amazon and Meta. I think Zuckerberg tells us some of the plans for the future. And we're going to see. I think Lena's right. I think earnings season, technology is going to flex their muscles. I think the bears are wrong. Look, we're still at all-time highs right now for the market. We're at the S&P. I know I'm a liar, okay? I know that the S&P is still at 6940. Yes, I'm a liar. And we did not get to 7,000. But do we really not think we're getting to 7,000 this year? We're hovering off. Think about this. We're hovering just off the all-time highs, and big tech is not really participating. Nvidia is not. So keep your eyes on the 52-week range here, okay? Keep your eyes on this. So let's go to Meta. Nowhere near it, okay? Nowhere near the 52-week range. Let's go to Nvidia. Relatively off. I mean, it's still doing very well, but 186 and 212 significantly different. Let's see Microsoft. Microsoft nowhere near their 52-week highs. About 96 bucks off or so. You got Amazon. I don't think they're near it. Yeah, they're kind of near it, but they're not at it. Those four are not really participating in the market's all-time highs. If we get a rally led by tech, we're going significantly higher. I mean, Apple and Alphabet are up there. Oh, no, Apple's not. Apple pulled back. Look at that pullback from Apple. They hit 288 and they pulled back to 255. So we'll see. I disagree, Andrew. I think people are buying. Don't forget, every 2 weeks, everybody that puts into a retirement account, most of that capital is going toward the Mag 7 because a lot of those people are putting in index funds, total market funds, target date funds. That capital flows in to these companies. So even if people aren't spending discretionary on stocks, just the sheer volume of inflow from retirement accounts is buying these companies. And Lena makes a very good point that I was going to make. You also have tax incentives coming. People are getting tax money back, probably more than last year in 2 months. If they decide to invest that money, these companies are likely to catch a bump. And they're likely to control the narrative in Q4 earnings. And they're going to set the tone with guidance. I think they set the tone with the offense, and they're going to guide well. And this is going to be a story of not just big tech expanding earnings, but the lower 492 implementing robotics and AI and expanding margins. And I do think that we have the ability for an everything rally. As long as oil stays in a range that's below 68, I don't want to see a 7 handle on it. I want oil to stay around 63 or 65. We don't need oil in the 50s. Oil around 63, 65, everybody makes money. Inflation stays at bay. It's not a bad situation. We also have rates coming down. As rates come down, the cost of capital comes down. And I do believe there will be a significant amount of companies issuing new debt, paying down higher yielding debt, expanding their margins, which is going to expand EPS. It also will make small caps incentivized to borrow to expand. And that money's going to flow up to the top. So I'm very excited about that. Look, one of the things that I'm not, no. All right. I don't short companies. And even if I don't like the valuation, guys, I'll never short something that my buddies are in that are making money off of. Okay. It's just like going to the craps table and playing the don't pass. I don't do it. Okay. I have a pass line. I place the numbers. I don't go dark side. On craps, I'm certainly not shorting Rocket Lab. I hope Rocket Lab goes to 200. So not only does Matt make money, but everybody in the chat and in the community that are in it makes money also. I don't need to be in every winning trade. I'm certainly not going to short something that's doing well for a lot of people. I don't believe in it. I don't need to make money like that. So that's just how I roll. Let's see. One of the things that I bought this week and I am going to start a YouTube dividend portfolio. I've been this month is hectic for me. Next month, I am hoping I don't have as many commitments and I'm going to have a little bit more time. This month has been very bad. Lot of different commitments that I've had, but something that I bought for the dividend harvesting portfolio that I want to talk about briefly before I get into the AI stuff is Verizon. A lot of people may not be interested. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but the dividend yield has crossed over 7% again. Look, people are worried about Verizon because of the amount of debt on the balance sheet. This is AT&T all over again. The balance sheet has 129, is it? 127 billion in long-term debt. It's freaking people out. Here's the difference, okay? When you look at their interest expenses, yes, $6.6 billion is a lot of freaking money to spend on interest expenses on an annualized basis. The difference is that they're generating over 50 billion in EBITDA, 50.2 billion. They have the capital to spend. This is a capital intensive company. And when you look at it from a free cash flow perspective, Verizon is generating around 21 billion in free cash flow. So 38.5 billion in cash from operations, 17.3 billion in CapEx. About 21 billion in free cash flow. And when you look at dividends, they're only paying 11.5 billion in dividends. They're still retaining over 9 billion of free cash flow, which is helping them pay down debt. They issued 15.5 billion in debt, but they repaid 21.5 billion. They're issuing debt at lower levels, taking out higher yielding debt, and utilizing retained free cash flow after the dividends are paid to pay down debt. This is a company that can start a buyback program. Their CEO is very incentivized to get the stock price up because he has performance PSUs, which I believe are at 55, 65, and 75. I can link my article that has all of it in it. And it's a short duration, though they expire 2027. So I do think that Verizon is very interesting here for people who are looking for income. And it's just something that I really like. So we'll see. I also like realty income here. I think it's just one of the cornerstones in the income space. I've never seen any company do what it's done with the dividend. It's incredible. What if long-term rates don't come down? Andrew, I think that that's going to be very hard to achieve only because you have an FOMC meeting in 2 weeks. I don't think we're getting a cut right now. I think what's going to happen is we're not going to get a cut till May or June. I think we get 3 cuts, even though 2 cuts are priced in. I also think we get 3 cuts next year. And maybe we only get 2, but even if we get 2 this year and 2 next year, that's a full percentage point off. And that should move the 30-year. I think we're going to see 150 bips off in the next 2 years. And if we do, that is going to be very bullish because that puts us around 2.25, 2.5. And I would think the long-term rate's going to have to come down. So not only is that going to help businesses, but it's also going to unlock the housing market. So I think that we're in a good position for that. PM and Mo making a huge comeback. Listen, nobody wanted to hear about Altria Group when it was at 38 or wherever it was. I kept saying it, everybody laughed. Altria Group has been a freaking workhorse. Getting Altria Group at a 10% yield, we're never seeing that again. Never seen that again. Yeah, that's another good point, John. Are we going to have another government shutdown at the end of January? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope that we do not have a government shutdown. I certainly hope that we do not use American citizens as pawns, and we are not asking people to work a job where they're not getting compensated. I think it's horrible for the country. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to see that. Lena, if he even tries, people are going to freak out. I mean, I think he'll try as a joke potentially, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the chat also, everyone. I know I'm weaving in and out. So, Raven, what geopolitical risks in 2026? I mean, look, obviously the situation in Iran is not good. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see these. Thank you, Dad Hips. Really appreciate it. How do you separate political opinions from investing? For example, when people say Palantir is evil, how do you usually respond to that? Look, this is what I'm going to say. I think everybody knows me well enough by now where I try not to get political. And I think that no matter what, the markets go up no matter who is in power over time. If you look at the stock market versus presidents, I mean, I'll bring up macro trends. I mean, it's just a fact. Give me a sec. All right. So no matter who you like, okay, so you got most of the time, going back to Hoover, predominantly the market has gone up. So I try not to get into politics. For me, it's more reading the room and what type of legislation can potentially get passed. And with something like Palantir, because that's what you're asking about, it's just something where you have to be able to say, I just don't care. It's by the numbers. Personally, I support the military. Personally, I want the members of the armed services to have the best software out there. And if that software helps protect America and its allies, and it also bleeds into the corporate realm and makes companies better, more power to them. And I'm happy to be a shareholder in that. And I don't apologize for it. So people can say whatever they want about Palantir. I don't give a shit. I mean, I really don't care. Dad, thank you again. You invest in any timepieces like a Rolex. This is what I'm going to say. If you have a relationship at an AD, and if you can get into certain pieces at retail, they're very liquid investments. Most watches are not investments, okay? There are a lot of very good looking watches, but most of them are not going to retain their value. And there's even fewer where you're going to be able to buy them at retail and be able to walk out and sell them for more. There are several Rolexes that you can accomplish that with. There are some APs, there are some Pateks, some other high-end watches just because of supply and demand dynamics. But a lot of watches, if you go buy an Omega, you're not making money on that. If you go buy a Tag, you're not making money on that. And most likely, you're not going to get a Rolex that you're going to be able to flip to make money having only bought one or two. That's just the reality. I know Chels was open about some things. I mean, she is very up on these things when it comes to Hermes with Birkins. It's the same thing. You need to spend a good amount of money with these dealers to be able to get these high in demand pieces. Now, if you have a connection at an AD, and if you can get certain Rolexes, such as the GMTs, you can do well. I believe the Pepsi the red blue is going for around 18 or 19 on the secondary, somewhere like that. It's an 11.8 watch or so after tax, I believe. So you can do well, but it's very hard to get those watches. And if you go buy it on the secondary, you're not getting it anywhere near where you can make money on it. I mean, Daytonas, you need to spend so much money on an authorized dealer to even get on a list for a Daytona. You're just not getting one. I mean, I did see that they're making the Coke again. So I'm surprised the Bruce Wayne is as high as it is. So the GMTs are hard to get. They're hard to get. And I am shocked that Tudor's hard to get too. So see, Chels is on it. My wife thought I was crazy when I told her I wanted to buy a Birkin. And I watched the CNBC episode about them. They're in such high demand. It is incredible. And they're a true investment. I mean, you can't get it. You just can't get them. So some of these things you can do really well in, but it's the laws of buying. You have to buy right. Whether it's sports cards, whether it's a Birkin from Hermes, whether it is a Rolex, an AP, you have to buy right. And that means you have to buy at the right price. Oh, thank you, Dat. Truly appreciate it. I have a Rolex OP41M silver dial retail from an AD. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So the rule of thumb is with Rolexes, if it has a nickname, most likely you'll make money on it. So the GMT Master 2, all of them have nicknames: Pepsi, Batman, Batgirl, Bruce Wayne. The Sub Hulk, you'll make money on. The Daytona Panda, obviously that's very sought after. Spencer, what's going on? I said Hermes, not Hermes. Great. Spencer's going to freaking make a freaking image of this now. And yes, Chels is right. So at times, some of these assets have beaten the S&P. So it's just, if you can buy right, that's the biggest thing. I do think Ferrari/race is going to get very attractive. Let's see if it keeps selling off. I think Ferrari is a company I should have bought that I didn't understand it. And that's another thing. You can't just go buy a Ferrari. Like, if you made a tremendous amount of money on Rocket Lab and Palantir, you can't go buy a new Ferrari. You have to have history with them. You got to start with a used one. It's crazy. So it's all supply and demand. You won't catch me on the corner selling the watches out of a trench coat. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint. That's not happening. You know, I don't think that they want to use Unfiltered as the name, so I think I'm going to steal it for tonight. And I do think it's a good name for the Saturday night show, because you know what? Everything I do is pretty much unfiltered. So, Derek Young, a friend of mine, flips Ferraris and makes a killing. Yeah, you can make a killing with that stuff. The demand for them is incredible. Yeah, doesn't Jay Leno say he'll never buy one? Isn't he a Porsche guy? If you know what you're doing, you definitely can make money in different types of assets. You just have to know what you're doing. Like, I think I know what I'm doing with certain alternative assets. I mean, technically my storage unit is doing pretty well, but I'm not interested in moving them. These are things where I'm looking 20, 30 years out. And look, if you want to do something like that, like, okay, I don't know if this Japanese set is going to really do well or not, but the Phasmatal Flames, the box that I ripped live, or I had Alex rip live 2 weeks ago, that's a Japanese version. It's less expensive. I think that it'll do well over time, but like when I put these away, I have everything in Tupperware, airtight. I have everything in storage unit. So I store everything really well. I'm expecting to leave these there for 15, 20 years. And eventually, I think they're going to do really well. But you know what? It's not easy to move them. It's not like moving a stock. And same thing with a Rolex and everything else. It takes work to do it. I wouldn't suggest getting into any of that unless you're willing to put the time in. And if you are willing to really learn about the asset class, just like anything. All right, I saw you put MedX before. I saw you put it again. I don't know what MedX is. Let's type it in. No, come on. 0.0047 is the price. Median Edge Tech X Edge. No, I'm not interested in this. No. I think the S&P does have a chance of hitting 8,000 this year. It is my target. A lot of things could throw it off. Look, I didn't expect this stuff with Greenland to really increase. I didn't expect the tariffs on NATO nations. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, look, Europe could strategically start dumping bonds. They could start devaluing currency. There's a lot of things that can happen. What I would say to everybody is be ready with cash. We could get Liberation Day Part 2. But even if we get Liberation Day Part 2, we all know how that worked out last year. If the market goes to 62 or 63, I don't think anybody should really freak out. I think it'll be fine. Bitcoin is up a little bit. Where's Ethereum at? How come when I put, it's USD. 33.14, I'll take it. I will take it. Oh, METU, not METX. Okay, that may make more sense. What the hell is METU? Meta 2X ETF. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if Matt's doing the whole TQQQ and SOXL, so maybe I'll do a little METU. Thank you. I like that. I'm going to remember that. I will remember that. So let's get into my AI trade theory, and then I want to get into a little BMNR. It's going to be an early night tonight. I'm like exhausted. And I still want to try to finish this article for X, even though I think I'm going to put it out tomorrow now instead. But when we look at Taiwan Semi, increasing CapEx 27 to 37% next year, we know that the analyst community believes that NVIDIA is going to increase their revenue by 50%. For those of you that watched the keynote from NVIDIA and from AMD, Jensen believes that AI is going to transcend chatbots, and it's going to be in machines that can perceive, reason, and act. And I believe this shatters the bear thesis of AI being limited to screens, which would have given them an argument. But if Jensen's vision is accurate, it will spread into the physical economy and become part of manufacturing, logistics, transportation, and automation. If we get that, we can have a much larger runway. And I think the RPO from the big four will continue to expand. And as that continues to expand, you're at 1.2 trillion right now from Microsoft, Oracle, Amazon, and Alphabet. If that continues to expand and NVIDIA's revenue continues to expand and Taiwan Semi makes the allocation to CapEx on the top end of the projection, they're not going to spend an extra 15 billion next year unless it's really worth it to them, because that's just more money that they have to maintain every year going forward. I think that we're in the driver's seat right now, and the Bears are going to get fried. I think they should go into hibernation, and this has got a lot of legs. I think that Q4 earnings, and we're going to get Q1/2026 guidance. I think it's going to be really big. We're going to find out in 2 weeks. Oh, goddamn. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Look, I do this for all of you. I'm glad that everybody enjoys the content. I really try my best to put out quality content for everybody. And if you go to the Milk Gang page, there are private videos there. I'm probably going to start doing a private stream twice a month on there. And going to try to be a little bit more robust. Look, I have limited time, unfortunately, between work, Seeking Alpha, YouTube. I'm trying to do 20 hours of YouTube a week for everybody. I'm going to try to do a little more. We'll see what happens, but I am trying to put more member content out there. So thank you very much. Anyway, I do think that big tech is in the driver's seat, and I do believe we are going to see a rally in Meta. I think NVIDIA is the one that I've been adding to the most. Don't add to it because I am. I have a very specific thesis on it. Part of the thesis is if we're willing to pay 30 plus times forward for Costco and Walmart, we should be willing to pay 30 plus times for NVIDIA. That may not be the best reasoning. NVIDIA is such a more powerful company from earnings and profitability. We're getting it at such a cheap valuation. I am doing so much due diligence on the AI race, on everything it means. You look at Micron, you look at SanDisk, you look at what they're saying, you look at them increasing production. Nothing that these companies are doing is signaling that AI is a bubble. I think there are always going to be companies that are expensive. I think there are always going to be companies that can be classified as a bubble. And I also think that when people are not in these investments and they miss out, they automatically turn to it's overvalued or it's a bubble because I'm not in it. Well, I don't think that that's right. I'm in Palantir. I think it's overvalued, but I'm in it. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of people that wish they got into these companies earlier. They didn't, and they're trying to come up with a narrative to make themselves feel better. There is no data to suggest that there is an AI bubble. And the final point on that, are we going to listen to the greatest CEOs in the world and in the history of the human race, or a bunch of people that are pissed that they didn't get in on these investments? I would like to think Elon, and regardless of what you think about these people, you can hate Elon, you can hate Zuckerberg, you can hate Meta. You don't have to like them, but you at least have to acknowledge that they've built the largest companies in the world, and you have to at least acknowledge that they are the ones that are building the products of tomorrow, and they are the ones putting out the AI tools for corporations and individuals to use. Nadella, Jassy, Sindar. I mean, we're all seeing with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok. We're all seeing it with that. Anybody who's using corporate solutions, we're seeing it baked in on many different platforms. It's all moving that way. And when robotics happens, we're going to need more chips. We're going to need more AI for them to learn. And I think this is going to be the largest technical revolution we've ever seen. It may take some time, but I'd rather listen to the CEOs of the companies. I mean, NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, where they have a combined market cap of $30 trillion. I mean, I'd rather listen to them than somebody that is just bearish to be bearish. I'm sorry, but I'd rather listen to them. So, is what it is. Let's see. Look, I'm glad that you agree with me, Matthew. I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. Like look at this comment, Steve. Respectfully, you don't think some of that growth in NVIDIA already priced in? Eventually, big revenue growth will slow down. I don't know if it's soon. Yeah, that could happen. Look, I'm a realist. Okay, and part of being a realist is you have to accept the fact that revenue growth is going to decline. I don't think anybody is going to sit here and say that NVIDIA is going to grow their revenue year over year for the next 3 years. I think that would be intellectually incorrect because it would be very hard for them to do that. Okay. They're coming off a year where they're doing 63% revenue growth. They're expected to do 50% next year. I'm not expecting them to accelerate revenue. But here's where I'm at with NVIDIA. Let's just say they do 200 billion this year in revenue. They're probably going to do more, but to make the math easy, if they do 200 billion and they grow revenue at 50% next year, like the analysts believe, they're adding 100 billion of revenue. And they have a 56% profit margin. That's another 56 billion in net income that they can buy back shares on. And we've all seen what happens when Apple buys back shares. They manufacture earnings. If NVIDIA buys back 56 billion of shares because they have nothing else to do with the capital, they'll manufacture more earnings. So I really like it here. Now, if that plays out, it's a different story. But I do think NVIDIA is very interesting here. So I'm in it. I'm still looking to buy more. I have a weird amount of shares. I'm a little crazy like that. I like having a specific number of shares. I don't have that specific number yet, and I do want to buy more. I am looking at making some moves in Q1, so we'll see what happens. I wouldn't short, like, I don't short companies, okay? But I think shorting Apple is crazy only because they're a company that does 100 billion plus in free cash flow. It's hard to freaking short a company that does that. So, how many shares? 699. It's a weird amount of shares. I can tell you that. I need to buy more. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not looking to condense the portfolio. I like the way my portfolio is positioned. I probably have too many stocks in there for a lot of people, but I like the diversification, and it helps me during downtrends. All right, let's talk about some BMNR. BMNR to 5,000 is a little crazy, everyone. I mean, I know he said it. I listened to it. I don't know. I was not happy with what was said, how it was said. It sounded like he drank NyQuil before. At the end of the day, it's a proxy on Ethereum. I would have liked for him to spell out the value proposition. You know what? This guy. This guy. You know, Matt, I thought you didn't love me anymore because I haven't gotten any memes from you. You have a StreamYard link. You're more than welcome to come on and say hello, buddy. Just go to WhatsApp, Matt. Just go to WhatsApp. I can see from that blue check that you haven't seen it yet. Just come on over. It'll be fun, I promise. Listen, I'm still interested in BMNR. I'm not exiting BMNR. We just need Ethereum to move. That's the main thing. I actually don't mind that he made an investment into Beast. I don't mind that. I don't mind if it becomes a holding company. I think that BMNR is still interesting, but we'll see. I think what's more important than what Tom Lee, not the drummer, said is the Clarity Act. We need to see what happens with stablecoin. So I'm very interested in seeing what happens over the next several weeks, and if several weeks becomes several months, et cetera, et cetera. How do you accidentally tax harvest something? I've never accidentally tax harvest anything. I don't think there's anything wrong with going Ethereum directly instead of BMNR. I mean, I'm doing both. I don't know which one will perform better. If I knew that, I would do that. I'm buying both. And I'm still adding the BMNR. Now, as far as SoFi, I'm really interested. I think it's trading. I think it's going to trade sideways into earnings. This is the quarter I'm waiting for. I think that we're going to hit 1 million members. I think that they're going to give guidance out to 2028. I do believe SoFi will get an S&P this year. I don't know that SoFi is going to hit 45 before June. I certainly don't know if it's going to hit it before March because it needs 90 days of an average of above 35 and above 45 for Noto to get those tranches of PSUs. I think he's got a chance at the 35s. I don't know if he has a chance at the 45s, so we'll see. But Steve, you need to watch Bloomberg TV that gives you more info than CNBC. Never report the whole truth on the market. Yeah, listen, I like Bloomberg. I watch both of them. I wish I had cold pizza. Listen, cold pizza is legit. All right? Cold pizza is legit. And Matt, Matt comes in, he makes comments, he doesn't freaking check WhatsApp. I can see him if he checks WhatsApp, but he's not. Yeah, I saw that he is banning multiple countries. I don't know what's happening. Filled my Rocket Lab boat just before Rocket Lab goes over 100 in May. I hope it does for everybody. I'm probably making a mistake not being in it, but that is what it is. I'm not doing a SoFi 2X. I mean, I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet about FSD in New York City. I will ask him. I think he'll be coming in for Project X. So if he drives, I'll certainly ask him to how it was. So we'll see. And I think I'm going to see him a couple of times in order to get Project X done. So we'll see if he drives or takes the train in. We'll see. I do not have ASTS. I'm the wrong person to ask about that. I couldn't tell you. I don't. I don't know. What do you mean? Amit has a Valentine's date? What are you talking about? I think you guys are screwing with me. Just listen to the Zeta impression, not impressed. Yeah, I'll listen to it. We'll see what happens. I like Zeta. I don't know enough about it, but I like it. Listen, I don't know what Amit is doing on Valentine's Day. I don't know if he's staying home. I don't know if he's going out. I have no idea. You guys would have to ask him that. I have no idea what he's doing. Oh my God, it's been such a long freaking day. Holy cow. I am wiped out also. Jesus. So, what are you guys interested in? What are you guys doing for the rest of the weekend? He's go Spencer. He's going on a date with Midwest. Interesting. Let's see. We should certainly not do that, Kryptonite. I think Hood is going to be fine. I'm just not sure what it does in the short term. Where is Hood now? Let's see. I mean, I think everybody knows that I thought it was overvalued. I mean, I think 100's resistance, right? Let's see what happens. If Hood falls under 100, I think it could have real serious issues. Yeah, I've owned ET for like 10 years. I owned ET when it was ETP. So, Energy Transfer Partners. So, yeah, I'm in it. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Midwest was a guy. Yeah, we'll get more into NCAA talk in a couple of weeks. The tourney's coming around soon. So, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Midwest was a guy. Yes, Raven, you did. I really like um, Salesforce a lot. I think this whole grinder thing got out of hand with Amit. I really do. Oh my God. I'm so freaking tired, everyone. We're gonna another 10 or 15 minutes. So just ask whatever you want. Really appreciate everybody being here. It was I walked a lot today. It was a long freaking day. Admit is not the new CEO of Grindr. Stop it. Nice, Michelle. I gotta start taking my health more seriously. I gotta get back in the gym. Just another thing on the list I gotta do. Oh God. All right, Spencer. I'm logging in. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say anymore. Air Maze. A cow is the freaking clerk. I don't even know what to say. Spencer, only you could come up with this. Only you. I swear to God. Spencer, are you coming to the meetup in February by any chance? Yeah, I wish I had that bag. No. Michelle and Ray, the two of you are coming, right? She has to work. Oh. All right, awesome. Awesome. I mean, shit, I am lazy. I don't work enough. I know. I don't work enough. I know. My XRP thesis, I gotta relook at it. Garlinghouse is doing so many things. I don't even know anymore. Rambler, I do want you to go if you want to come and hang out with everybody. Listen, I want everybody who wants to come to the meetup. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone. So, absolutely, Rambler, if you're interested in coming, would love to meet you. My XRP thesis, I need to see what Garlinghouse is going to do. So, I think there's a lot of potential for it. There's a lot of rumors around the internet on it. I still think it's got a ton of potential. We got to see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to do something. I like VRT a lot. Vertiv, I like them a lot. I did an article on them not too long ago. It's incredible. Where Amit and I have gone to Ben and Jack's. We've gone to Uncle Jack's. We've gone to Benjamin's. Did I take him? I think we've only gone to those three. I think we did Ben and Jack's multiple times. Uncle Jack's is incredible. Benjamin's is incredible. I mean, there's good steakhouses everywhere. Naz, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I am going to be doing more dividend videos. The next one is going to be focused on high yield dividends. It'll probably be 3 or 4 companies: PDI, the PIMCO Dynamic Income Fund, QQQI, maybe Starwood. So I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 dividend focused ETFs a week. I like STK. STK Steakhouse is really good. No, oh, we went to Wolfgang's also, but I didn't take him there. Vlad took us there. Great company, food was good, really good. Thank you. I'm really happy that you guys like the dividend video. I will do more short form content for everybody. That is one of my New Year's resolutions, that I will be doing more short term content. So that's a good question, Lunar. I like that. What's the best celebrity restaurant I've ever been to? All right. This is going to sound weird. Okay. It's going to sound weird. It's very easy to say Wolfgang or one of the big names. And the Wolfgang steakhouses are very good. Okay. The Bobby Flay Steakhouse in Atlantic City, I don't even think it's still there anymore. I think that was the best steak from a celebrity focused steakhouse I've ever had. I really thought it was probably because it had a little bit of spice to it. I don't know. I remember that being really good. Really, really good. Yes, we went to Wolfgang or Triple V and Derek and some other people. It was great. I gotta tell you, Triple V is an inspiration. That guy's an inspiration to everybody. Let me tell you something about this guy. Class act, probably one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. All right. And I don't think he would mind me telling this, so I'm just going to tell it. You know, we were sitting there at dinner and he was telling me how he came to the country, he didn't know the language, and he was walking around saying, I want work. And the guy's work ethic is so crazy. I mean, he was on a private flight. I mean, buying sneakers to resell for $5. Like, guy is a freaking animal, business animal. Like anybody, he is class act. That guy's got a crazy work ethic. Pavin, I'm with you. I actually recently, so this is what I will say about how I rank things. Okay. The company I'm with and the meal. I went to Carbone's with 8 people, and one of the people that I was with was one of my very close friends who passed away this year. And that was probably my favorite meal that I've had. I mean, there's a lot of them, and I take my family meals out of it because obviously the meals I have at my parents' house and my wife and my parents are my favorite, and my nephew, and those are my favorite. But with my friends outside of family, that's probably up there with one of my favorite meals. The food was incredible. Now, I was lucky enough to go to Carbone at ZZ Club on Hudson Yards. Another level. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, VVV may be addicted to winning. I mean, the guy is freaking great. I've never been to that steakhouse, Bratty. I like Q-Date, Raven. I actually have it in the dividend harvesting portfolio. No, there was something in my eye. Let's see. Who won the Bills game today? Did the Bills freaking win? Oh my God, they lost. Oh my God, that's freaking no bueno. No bueno. Ah, that sucks. My buddy bought a freaking Allen auto today. That blows. 5 turnovers by Josh Allen. Holy shit. Wow. I'm going to watch Sports Center before I go to sleep, so I'm sure I'll see it there. I'm actually shocked at that. Jeez. Shocked. What the hell just happened? Oh. Anthony Noda was thanking Trump, but it was something about the Army Navy football game. I think. Yeah. Two fumbles and 2 interceptions. Holy shit. That's wild. G Money, I'm not sure which steakhouses you're going to, but those are not steakhouses I'm going to. I mean, if Chef Mike was here, I would ask him, but I don't think he is. Donald, this is what I can tell you. I know jack shit about Pokemon. Okay, I've never played the game. I know nothing about it. All that I do is I buy sealed product in the form of booster boxes and I let them sit in my storage unit. That is it. Yeah, I do believe Middle America's got great steaks. Oh my God, I've had some great meals out there. Do I know anything about Magic the Gathering? I watch Rudy the Magic Guy's videos, Alpha Investments, quite frequently. One Piece was at the show. If you remember, Ty Wilson came on. I interviewed him. And yeah, he said One Piece was going to be big. Listen, Rudy's amazing. Rudy's a legend. All right. Rudy's a freaking legend. I've never seen the Pokemon movie. I've never played the video games. I've never done any of that. Oh my God, you guys are right. Breaking news: Broncos QB Bo Nix broke a bone in his ankle and will be out for the rest of the playoffs. Denver coach Sean Payne announced. Broke within the hour. Holy shit. No, I don't really buy slabs of Pokemon, just sealed product. No, I'm not, it's not that I'm too cool for Pokemon. I didn't grow up with it. I don't have a connection to it. I don't I know nothing about it. I just know the data shows you that the value of these boxes go up. So I buy them. Yeah, I don't know where he broke it or what he did. I'm gonna watch Sports Center, find out. No, I watched cartoons when I was young, but Pokemon wasn't a thing. Yeah, TSM is something I should have got in. The Yankees and the Bills are the same team. Oh my God. Incredible. In freaking incredible. I think TSM is going to do well. I just like Nvidia better based on the current levels. That's just me. All right, everyone. I got 5 minutes in me. So I'm just going through the comments. Ask me anything. I'm fading, need my sleep. Gotta go to the farmer's market tomorrow, get my milk. Maybe I'll take a picture and put it on X. Ray, I cannot do 2 hours. Holy shit, no way. I'm fading quick. Well, I just finished the chocolate milk. Favorite juice, orange juice. Freaking orange juice, amazing. Milk's gone, he's out. Oh, come on. Don't ask me powdered milk questions. I don't get down like that. I mean, Lassen, this is what I'll tell you. It's hard to get a bad meal in New York. Um, I think Benjamin's Steakhouse is very good. It's expensive, but it's very good. John's on Bleecker is a must. You have to go there. Other than that, those two, I love them both. Uncle Jack's is really good. There's a lot of places. I'm not a sushi person, so I wouldn't know anything for sushi. I love SPYI and QQI, and I love GPIQ. I like all three. Skim milk is like drinking freaking water. Carbone is incredible. Go to Carbone. I don't know if you're gonna get in. It's a hard reservation to get. Carbone is freaking amazing, everyone. Yeah, AGNC's been plowing higher. I mean, nobody freaking listened. I've been talking about freaking AGNC for a while. The Easy Bar is awesome for that. There's a lot of good curls out there. John's on Bleecker is the best. Well, I have not gone to I forget the name of it. The pizza guy that was in Billions, I have not gone to his restaurant. Of the ones that I have gone to, John's on Bleecker is the best. Laying on my sleeping. What's a squirtle, Michelle? I honestly don't know. Ooh, I've never been to a Chinese restaurant in the city. There's so many good Chinese places near me. I'm sure you can find amazing Chinese in the city. I'll ask some people. It's a little turtle. Okay. It's a starter Pokemon. Michelle, do you guys collect boxes of Pokemon cards? Yeah, I don't know any of this shit. Like I told you guys, I don't know shit about Pokemon. Ray, Snake River Farms is legit. Legit. I love Snake River. Rambler, you're collecting them? Nice. Like it. Yeah, I don't know. You got a bunch coming in the mail. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You should go digging in the attic of your parents' house, Michelle. You may be sitting on some cards that have a lot of value. All right, everyone. I'm going to get going. I need to sleep. In my old age, I actually need to get 6 hours of sleep now. Matt and I will be on tomorrow to discuss the small account challenge. I'm going to go pass out until 9 a.m. No, I can't do that. Shit. I'm going to go pass out until 8 a.m. And then I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I hope everybody has a great rest of the night. Enjoy, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it, and I enjoy hanging out with everybody. Have a great night.